Smiling Friends is a quirky Adult Swim series created by Michael Cusack and Zack Hadel. The show revolves around Smiling Friends Incorporated, a small company dedicated to spreading joy and happiness. We follow the adventures of Charlie and Pim, two of its representatives, as they tackle the day-to-day challenges of cheering up troubled callers. One of my favorite episodes is from season 1, and it's titled Frowning Friends. The episode starts with a slow day at work for Pim and Charlie, with no calls coming in. Charlie mentions that the Renaissance men are coming to town, but doesn't really give much more detail.
Oh, it just says here that the Renaissance men are coming in town, and by the looks of it, it's like super soon. It's like really soon.
Who are the Renaissance men? I don't know who they are.
And suddenly they notice that a new business across the street called Frowning Friends, run by Grim and Gnarly, who are these like darker, evil versions of Pim and Charlie, appear. These sinister counterparts mock them. They leave Pim and Charlie disheartened, and Pim interrupts their boss's game to report their new competition, causing concern. But their boss just reassures them that it's just a friendly rivalry.
Don't fret, young Pim. It's just a little bit of friendly competition.
Of course it isn't, as we'll later find out. Feeling determined, Pim and Charlie decide to spread joy in order to compete. Their first encounter is with DJ Spit, a rapper feeling rejected by the masses. They try to encourage him, but he mistakes them for Grim and Gnarly, leading to a tense moment where he almost shoots them.
Get out of me! Nobody's messing your head, man! Nobody's messing your head!
Next, they meet Mr. Man, who feels insecure about his appearance. Due to Grim and Gnarly already talking to him, he mistakes Pim and Charlie for them. He pulls a gun and nearly kills them.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
You're in my head! Nobody's in my head!
Taking a breather, they decide to help 3D Squelton, who is disheartened by the world's injustices. However, Grim and Gnarly's negative influence ruins even this attempt. Meanwhile, the boss faces a crisis caused by the Frowning Friends, leading to absurd suggestions from his advisors. Feeling overwhelmed, he retreats to a dingy restroom to converse with his darker side, contemplating very extreme measures. Back at Smiling Friends Incorporated, Grim's propaganda causes trouble, resulting in Pim and Charlie to be arrested. Grim reveals his dark plan, which then sparks a confrontation with the boss, who ultimately diffuses the situation by revealing that he was just jealous of Grim's idea of Frowning Friends. As Grim and Gnarly begin to change their ways, they're unexpectedly killed by medieval cavalrymen, leaving everyone just confused and baffled. Despite the chaos, Pim and Charlie remain confused about the Renaissance men's appearances and conclude an eventful but perplexing day. So, let's analyze this. Is it all just so random, haha funny, or is there actually something deeper going on here? In order to break down this episode, I think we have to talk about what existential nihilism is and why it matters in the world of Smiling Friends. Existential nihilism is a philosophical perspective that combines elements of existentialism and nihilism. Existentialism emphasizes the individual's freedom and responsibility to define their own meaning and purpose in life, often in the absence of any inherent or predetermined meaning. Existentialists believe that existence precedes essence, meaning that individuals create their essence through their choices and actions. Nihilism, on the other hand, is the belief that life lacks inherent meaning, value, or purpose. Nihilists often argue that all values are baseless and that nothing can be known or communicated with certainty.
Are the best parts of life really just finding momentary distractions to keep yourself busy so you don't think about the harsh realities of life for a second?
When these two philosophies intersect, existential nihilism emerges, suggesting that although life may lack inherent meaning or purpose, individuals have the freedom to create their own meaning through their choices and actions. This perspective acknowledges the absurdity and uncertainty of existence while emphasizing personal agency and the pursuit of individual authenticity and freedom. Let's take a look at the boss, or Mr. Boss, who embodies a capitalist mindset all about profit and the economic value of optimism. This reflects broader societal values where emotions and well-being are turned into commodities. When the boss realizes the profit in spreading joy, it shows how positivity and happiness are commercialized. Even altruism is often driven by profit motives in capitalism. The clash between optimism and nihilism in the show isn't just a philosophical debate, it's about market competition. Smiling friends and frowning friends are like competing brands in the emotion marketplace, fighting for consumer attention. Their differences are overshadowed by their economic rivalry, highlighting how morality and happiness are commercialized. This critique points out the shallow nature of consumer culture, where real human experiences and emotions are treated as things to be bought and sold. The boss's focus on profit over genuine empathy shows how capitalism can dehumanize, valuing people for their economic usefulness rather than their inherent value. The themes in this episode strongly echo Nietzsche's philosophy, particularly his ideas on the genealogy of morals and beyond good and evil. Nietzsche suggests that moral values aren't universal truths, but are shaped by historical and cultural forces. He argues that concepts like good and evil arise from power struggles among social groups, with the dominant group imposing its values on society. In Frowning Friends, we see this reflected in the clash between the optimistic smiling friends and the nihilistic frowning friends. The smiling friends, led by Charlie and Pim, embody optimism and the pursuit of happiness. Their goal is to spread joy, reflecting a moral framework that values positivity. However, their optimism can make them blind to harsh realities. On the flip side, the frowning friends embrace existential nihilism, believing that life is inherently meaningless. They use this belief to justify destructive actions like targeting Puerto Ricans, showing how morality can be wielded for power.
And once that's done, we can finally eradicate all the Puerto Ricans on the planet! What do you say?
The episode also explores Nietzsche's idea of the will to power, which is about surpassing societal norms to reach one's full potential. Those who follow this concept usually don't care about what others think or how much money they make. The conflict between the smiling and frowning friends isn't just about ideas, it's about who can be the most influential in spreading happiness. The boss, acknowledging the profitability of optimism, shows how even seemingly selfless actions can be driven by a desire for power and money. Beyond Good and Evil challenges the idea of absolute morality, suggesting it's subjective and dependent on perspective. So in the episode Frowning Friends, neither worldview of the smiling friends or the frowning friends is presented as either right or wrong. Instead, they're portrayed as competing interpretations of reality, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so this part right here might be a bit of a reach, but the portrayal of the Renaissance men in Smiling Friends as these Christian crusaders inadvertently embodying Roman ideals over Christian ones offers a fascinating commentary on evolving moral perspectives. The Renaissance was a period known for reviving classical Roman and Greek culture, challenging traditional Christian morality. Despite their Christian imagery, the Renaissance men in the show embrace Roman virtues more than Christian doctrine, reflecting this cultural shift. The portrayal invites reflection on traditional religious narratives. The juxtaposition of Christian imagery with Roman values raises questions about the flexibility of moral frameworks and how history shapes our understanding of morality. By challenging assumptions about morality and moral authority, Smiling Friends prompts viewers to reconsider the fluidity of moral values in different contexts. All of this may be the case, or it could just be a one-off joke, and the fact that they aren't actually dressed up in accurate attire with the period that they belong in is just part of the joke. I don't know, but regardless, it works in both ways. Let's take a look at the first episode from Season 2, Gwimbly Definitive Remastered Enhanced Extended Edition DX 4K Anniversary Director's Cut. Yes, that is the actual title of the episode. While everyone on Twitter has been praising the Gwimbly A-plot, which don't get me wrong, it's incredible, I want to specifically talk about Charlie's subplot, which revolves around his interactions with James, a demanding and abusive individual who manipulates Charlie into trying to make him smile. Despite Charlie's earnest efforts to fulfill James's demands and spread joy, he is met with violence and mistreatment, culminating in James ripping Charlie's nose off of his face. Much like Desmond from the pilot episode, James really only smiles once he's committed a violent act that resolves both the A and B plot of the episode. While Charlie represents the optimistic outlook of Smiling Friends Incorporated, James embodies a nihilistic worldview characterized by cynicism and despair. Their interactions underscore the tension between these opposing philosophies and the challenges inherent in navigating a world devoid of inherent meaning or purpose. Ultimately, Smiling Friends prompts viewers to reconsider the nature of happiness, morality, and the challenges of navigating a world where meaning is not inherent, but constructed through individual choices and actions. It's an absolutely incredible show. I'm so excited for season 2. If you've seen it already, let me know down below in the comments. What was your favorite episode? What was your favorite character? I would love to hear about it. And with all of that out of the way, I'm Cole McCormack. You're watching Firewood Media. Consider becoming a member to support the channel. For just $1.99 a month, you'll receive member shoutouts and your name featured as an executive producer in all of our film projects. There's also going to be member-only videos as well as exclusive behind-the-scenes content that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, enjoy exclusive production updates and photos straight from the heart of Firewood Media. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just an extra perk for anyone that wants to support the channel while also getting to see some unique content. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.